Io, and today I'll be talking to you about fiction. First, what is fiction? Fiction is something that is mostly not true but may have a little truth to it. An example of this is a story we were reading in class called Dead Man's Path by Chinua Achebe. This person right here. And it was basically about how this person named Michael Obi became headmaster of this school, I think in Africa, and he was trying to impress his boss by, increasing the standard of teaching and making the school look pretty and all of that type of stuff. And he noticed that there was a path that the villagers used, but it was going through the school grounds, the school's property. And so since he thought that villagers walking through the school on that path would be a bad thing, and the inspector was coming, like, I don't know, in a few days, and he was scared that the villagers would start something like a pigeon ritual or something in one of the school buildings. So since he was scared of all of that, he had it closed off. He put a fence there telling the villagers, like, you can't use this path anymore. And the next day, a priest came and said, like, basically, this path is important. It's where our ancestors come to visit us. Is when the people who are dead go to the ancestor realm. It's where the children who are coming to be born come. They come to the path, and Obi didn't um he didn't like I won't say like, but he didn't believe the things that the priest was saying. So he left the fence there. And um the next day when the inspector was coming, um the villagers, someone in the village had just died, and so the villagers messed up the whole school. Tore down buildings. They messed up the landscaping. Like, it was a mess. And Obi ended up getting a bad grade for his head for being the headmaster at that school and having it so messed up. And so the truth in that story, or moral of that story, is let people do what they're doing and you keep on doing what you're doing. Like, don't not concerned, but don't worry about what other people are doing if it's not really affecting you. And uh, yeah, that's an example of a story, a fictional story that may have a little bit of truth to it or more. What is fiction used for? So, writers tend to use fiction to help internalize the truth or understand the truth, get the reader to internalize or understand the truth, and to get the reader engaged so that they can internalize and understand the truth. So, for example, let's say I'm trying to tell a story of maybe a girl who lied about something. Would it tell me? Let's see which would be more engaging. If I said the story like this, with no fiction, which would be, once there was a young girl, and she was forbidden to go in a forest in her land, but she went in it anyway and saw a creature and was scared and ran back to her home. And her brother said, "What was wrong?" Asked her what was wrong, and she lied and said she fell. Was that better than if I told a story like this? Um, Once there was a girl, and she was forbidden to go in this forest that nobody would dare go near. But being curious, she went there anyway. And as she was walking down the path, well, not really a path, she saw a creature. It was purple and had red eyes, and it was staring right at her. And so she turned around and ran all the way back to her house, and she was crying. And she sat on the steps of her home. And her brother came out and asked her what was wrong. And she said she lied and said she fell and hurt herself. Now, was that better than when I was just, that was the fiction. Was that better when I just said like the truth, the full truth, or was it engaging? I don't, in my opinion, I don't think that was. I think I like the second version better. And that's it. Thanks for watching.